Hello aficionados, welcome to Aficionado Space. So today we're having a little bit of different episode, and today I'm not gonna review cigars, so I'm reviewing something else, and it's going to be a wristwatch from my personal collection, none other than Omega Speedmaster reference number 32113100. So the first thing to notice on this watch is that it has a Panda dial. Now, I'm really fond of Panda dials. I like them very much. So when I was looking to buy myself a watch, I was looking only at Panda dials. Obviously, based on my budget at that time, I wasn't able to buy Rolex Daytona Paul Newman with the hollow subdials. Now we can argue whether this is Panda dial or Paul Newman, or maybe even neither of that. But it is my grail watch, and I will surely be after it in the next few years. So eventually I came across this Omega with Panda dial, and I liked it very much, so that's one of the reasons why I bought it. It's still a bit early for alcohol, so I'm having my morning cappuccino. Alright, now a bit of technicalities about the watch. It's 40mm in diameter, 15mm thickness with 19mm in lug width. It's a discontinued watch. Here it says that it's produced in 2015, and I assume that's when they discontinued it because mine is from 2007. It's powered by Omega Caliber 1164, which is an ETA 7750 Valjoux based movement. Now, I'm not an expert in movements, but I know it's a very popular chronograph created way back in the 70s, with its popularity peaking in the 1990s. However, even today, most chronographs still use ETA 7750, as it's still considered to be one of the best in its category, with brands like IWC, Omega, Zenith, Hamilton and others still using it in their chronographs. It is a very tough and robust movement, and some say it's still better than the early coaxial movements. So the bracelet is solid and subtle. It's a 3-link design with satin finish with smaller polished highlights in between. The bracelet is very comfortable, and as you can see, I have really worn my Omega, as it has visible marks on the bracelet and the clasp, mostly from desk diving. Now, just to make one thing clear, this is not Omega Speedmaster Professional aka Moonwatch, and it's also not a Speedmaster Reduced, which is 38mm in diameter. Besides the chrono function, it also has a date function, which Moonwatch doesn't have, as well as the automatic winding and sapphire crystal. Moonwatch has a plexiglass. Now let's unbox it. We have a classic Omega style, some papers. Omega style from early 2010s card. I'm not gonna bore you with that stuff, so let's just move this out of the way. Now this is the Omega red leather box in which they presented their watches in early 2000s. So this year I also bought a Rolex Batman, and this Omega kind of got a bit neglected in my collection. So I wanted to make it more interesting, and what I did was I removed the bracelet and put on a red leather strap on it. So this is what we have right now. I have to say I like it better this way, with this burgundy red leather strap. So let's try it on. And here we go. So it's not a very new and modern watch, so this strap gives it kind of a neo-vintage vibe. So neo-vintage is the term I heard of somewhere on YouTube. It apparently means that it's not new but not yet vintage. Also, you can see how it's not a classic black and white Panda dial. Under the right light, the dial is actually silver with black subdials, but it's still Panda, and that's good enough for me. So what do you guys think of this burgundy red strap? I think it's definitely a hit, since the watch has red markers on dial and subdials and the Speedmaster writing in red. I think it's definitely a good match. So do you like it better on a bracelet or this burgundy red leather strap? I'd really like to know your opinion, so leave me a comment below. And guys, have to be perfectly honest with you, some days I'm still considering selling this watch, and it's not because I don't like it anymore, but because my appetite for having new watches in my collection is hard to resist sometimes. But I'd say I'm still pretty far from it. One reason I may never sell it is because I got married wearing this watch, and it really has a sentimental value for me. So this watch has seen a lot on my wrist, and if you're looking to buy this piece and need a personal opinion on it, I'd say that it's a great entry-level luxury watch. It still has that look of a sports watch, which today are very trending in the market as we all know, but you can still pull it off as a semi-vintage piece with a different strap. Now, like we said before, the movement is solid, but the power reserve of around 44 hours doesn't make it weekend proof. So if you have another watch that is your first pick, you'll probably need to wind this one every time you wear it. Luckily, I have a slot for this piece in my watch winder, so that fixed my issue. The Lume is a nice turquoise color and it's okay, but not more than that, and certainly not the Seiko or Rolex Lume quality level. Hands are fully lumed, but the lume on dial markers are barely visible. It also doesn't last for too long. So overall, I think the watch has a really nice presence. Considering its thickness, which is 15 millimeters, as we said before, I don't think it really sticks out too much. And my wrist size is 6.5 inches or 16.5 centimeters. And I really think it suits well for my size of a wrist. If you're considering getting this watch or similar watch, if your budget is between 25 to 30 euros, or even dollars if you're in the US, I think this is a perfect choice. And if you want a watch that not a lot of people have because it is a bit of a rare watch, this is a great choice for you. I bought mine on Chrono 24, and at any given time I think you can find between 5 and 10 of them. I hope you like this video, and if you're really considering getting this watch, I hope it helped you making this decision. Hey you, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you soon.